The fall of Malam Karmo. In the heart of Kagra village lived an old man named Malam Karmo, feared by everyone but loved by none. His name carried dread. Mothers whispered it to their children to keep them from mischief. For years, he had thrived on the power of witchcraft, boasting that no man, woman, or even chief could defy him. If someone displeased him, be it through a careless word, a rejected greeting, or even a glance he considered disrespectful, that person would fall mysteriously ill, livestock would die, farms would wither, or their family would face calamity. Malam Karmo walked around the village with crooked steps, his eyes sunken like dry wells, and his tongue sharp like a snake's fang. Every scar on his body, every wrinkle on his face, he claimed, was a mark of his covenant with powers unseen. The villagers trembled at the sight of him. But fate had a twist waiting. One evening, Malam Karmo set his sights on Mama Zulaihat, a quiet woman who had newly settled in the village. She was known for her kindness, sharing herbs with the sick, fetching water for the elderly, and never raising her voice in quarrel. Yet her peaceful nature only enraged Malam Karmo. Why should she be adored when I am feared? Why should her name carry blessing while mine carries terror? He muttered to himself, his jealousy stoking his evil intentions. That night, under the crooked moon, he sat before his black pot, filled with bones, ashes, and a fire that refused to die. He whispered incantations, summoning shadows to torment Mama Zulaihat. He sent nightmares to her sleep, serpents to her path, and disease to her hut. But each attempt crumbled like dry leaves in harmattan. For unknown to Malam Karmo, Mama Zulaihat was no ordinary woman. Her roots traced back to a lineage of women blessed with natural and supernatural gifts, guardians of balance who used their power not to oppress, but to heal and protect. While Karmo's power was fueled by fear and malice, hers was anchored in purity, humility, and the whispers of ancestors. The battle began quietly. Each night Malam Karmo unleashed new horrors, spirits with burning eyes, voices in the wind, shadows crawling like snakes into Zulaihat's room. But when the spirits approached her, they faltered. She would sit calmly, burning simple herbs, leaves of bitter kola, bark of irako, crushed alligator pepper, and whisper soft chants that carried the weight of truth. The spirits would scatter, wailing like whipped children, returning in shame to their master. Karmo grew restless. He intensified his rituals, offering sacrifices in the dead of night, but each morning, the villagers saw him weaker, his voice trembling, his skin pale. Meanwhile, Mama Zulaihat flourished, her farm yielded more harvest, her laughter filled the air, and her presence drew people like moths to flame. Finally, one dreadful night, Karmo dared a final strike. He invoked the ancient covenant of his craft, summoning the spirit of the mark, a monstrous being said to devour the very soul of its victims. The ground trembled, winds howled, and the forest near the village shook as he unleashed the beast towards Mama Zulaihat's hut. But that night, Zulaihat stood outside, waiting. She had painted her forehead with white chalk, tied cowrie shells in her hair, and in her hand she held a calabash filled with water drawn from 3 rivers. As the beast charged, its fiery eyes glowing, Zulaihat poured the water on the ground and called upon the earth, the wind, and the fire. The creature let out a cry that shook the heavens before dissolving into nothingness. In that moment, Malam Karmo felt his chest tighten. His pot cracked, his charms burned into ash, and the voices of his spirits vanished. His power was gone. Forever. By dawn, the story spread through Kagera. The villagers gathered at his hut and saw him sitting helpless, his once boastful tongue now stammering. No one feared him anymore. They mocked him openly. "Where is your power, Malam Karmo? Why not send us your spirits again? Even a chicken now has more strength than you." From then on, Malam Karmo became the mock of the town, reduced to nothing but a shadow of the terror he once was. And Mama Zulaihat, though respected, continued to live humbly, reminding all that evil may roar for a time, but in the end, light always devours darkness.